What if the greatest love of your life was also the shortest? What if you found your soulmate, only to lose them just as quickly? This is the heartbreaking true story of Jeremy Camp and his wife Melissa. A love that ended too soon, but left behind a legacy that continues to touch millions. Jeremy Camp was just a young, passionate musician when he met Melissa Henning at a church gathering in California. Friends introduced them, and at first glance, she didn't seem all that interested. She was quiet, reserved, and not nearly as smitten as Jeremy instantly was. But something about her drew him in, like a spark he couldn't ignore. Over time, Melissa warmed up to him. Their friendship turned into something deeper. Late-night talks, walks on the beach, and shared prayers. Jeremy often said she made him feel grounded, like he'd finally found someone who understood not just his music, but his soul. Then, just as things seemed perfect, tragedy struck. Melissa was diagnosed with ovarian cancer at only 20 years old. The news hit Jeremy like a punch to the chest. Most young couples might have walked away, but Jeremy refused. He was determined to fight alongside her. During treatments, he visited her every day, playing guitar at her bedside, singing to her when the pain became unbearable. He cracked jokes, held her hand, and reminded her she wasn't alone. Friends and family were amazed at his devotion. "I love her," he'd say simply. "That's what love does." After months of ups and downs, Melissa's condition improved. The cancer appeared to be shrinking. Against all odds, there was hope. Jeremy saw this as a sign. He got down on one knee and asked her to marry him. With tears in her eyes, Melissa said yes. Their wedding was small, but radiant. Melissa, frail yet glowing, walked down the aisle in her white gown, every step a triumph. Jeremy sang to her at the altar, his voice breaking with emotion. For a few precious weeks, they lived like newlyweds, sharing their first apartment, cooking dinners together, dreaming about the future. But then the nightmare returned. The cancer came back, stronger than before. Doctors gave Melissa little time. Yet Jeremy stayed by her side, refusing to let fear define their final days. He held her hand, kissed her forehead, and whispered prayers into the silence of hospital nights. On September 26, 2001, less than 4 months after their wedding, Melissa passed away in Jeremy's arms. She was only 21. Jeremy was devastated. The love of his life, the woman he thought he'd spend decades with, was gone in an instant. Grief nearly crushed him. But in the depths of that pain, something extraordinary happened. Melissa's faith, her courage, and her smile in the face of death inspired him. He poured his heartbreak into music. From that grief was born one of his most powerful songs, "I Still Believe." The lyrics spoke of pain, loss, and clinging to faith when everything else falls apart. The song became a worldwide anthem, touching millions who had faced heartbreak of their own. Years later, Jeremy's story was turned into a film, also titled "I Still Believe," ensuring that Melissa's short but radiant life would continue to inspire people everywhere. Their love story was brief, but it burned brighter than most ever will. Jeremy once said, "I didn't lose Melissa. I know where she is, and one day I'll see her again." They say true love lasts forever. For Jeremy and Melissa, forever was cut short, but their love still echoes in every song, every memory, and every heart their story touches. Subscribe for more real stories that remind us why love, no matter how short, always matters.